Strategies for managing up. There is a growing recognition that how followers manage their leaders is just as important as how their leaders manage them. Two aspects of managing up are understanding the leader and using specific tactics to improve the leader-follower relationship. We all spend time and energy trying to understand people who are important to us, so it only makes sense that we do the same with our boss if we want to have a productive working relationship. It is up to you to take the initiative to learn about your leader's goals, needs, strengths, and weaknesses, and organizational constraints. Effective followers study their leader's preferred work style. Effective followers learn their leader's preferences and adapt to them. People can pay close attention to the leader's behavior in the following areas to know how to be more effective in leadership. Does the leader like to know all the details of your plans, projects, and problems, or does she just want the big picture? Is the leader controlling or empowering? Does he want to closely supervise and be in control of people's behavior, or delegate freely and look for opportunities to help individuals grow and develop to their highest potential? Does the leader like to carefully analyze information and alternatives before making a decision, or is she more inclined to make quick decisions and take action? Is the leader a reader or a listener? Does he like to have materials presented in written form so he has time to study and analyze them by himself first, or does he prefer an oral presentation where he can ask questions on the spot? Is she a numbers person or a word person? Does she want statistics and figures to back up your report or request? Is the leader an extrovert or an introvert? Do interactions with large groups of people energize or tire him? Does he like to be involved with people all day or need time alone to think about and recharge? Effective followers seek out all the information they can about their leader, from talking to the boss, talking to others, and paying attention to clues in the leader's behavior, so that they are sensitive to the leader's work style and needs. Tactics for managing up. Most followers at some point complain about the leader's deficiencies, such as a failure to listen, to encourage, or to recognize followers' efforts. However, to be effective, followers need to develop meaningful, task-related relationship with their bosses that enable them to add value to the organization even when their ideas disagree with those of the leader. Followers should also be aware of behaviors that can annoy leaders and interfere with building a quality relationship. Most relationships between leaders and followers are characterized by some emotion and behavior based on authority and submission. Leaders are authority figures and may play a disproportionately large role in the mind of the follower. This exhibit illustrates 4 tactics that enable followers to overcome the authority-based relationship and develop an effective, respectful relationship with their leaders. Be a resource for the leader. Effective followers align themselves to the purpose and the vision of the organization, but understand the vision and goals. Followers can be a resource of strength and support for the leader. An effective follower can complement the leader's weaknesses with the follower's own strengths. Similarly, effective followers indicate their personal goals and resources they bring to the organization. Effective followers inform their leaders about their own ideas, beliefs, needs, and constraints. The more leaders and followers can know about the day-to-day activities and problems of one another, the better resources they can be for each other. Help the leader be a good leader. Good followers seek the leader counsel and look for ways the leader can improve their skills, abilities, and value to the organization. They help their leaders be good leaders by simply saying what they need in order to be good followers. If a leader believes a follower values his or her advice, the leader is more likely to give constructive guidance rather than unsympathetic criticism. A leader can also become a better leader when followers compliment the leader for behavior that followers appreciate, such as listening, rewarding followers, contributions, and sharing credit for accomplishments. A follower can provide enthusiastic support for a leader, but not to the extent that the follower fails to be candid with a leader who is unethical or threatens the values or objectives of the organization. It is in leaders' best interest when followers help them make needed changes or avoid ethical problems. A leader can also become a better leader when followers compliment the leader for behavior that followers appreciate. Build a relationship with a leader. Effective followers work toward an authentic relationship with their leaders, which includes developing trust and speaking honestly on the basis of that trust. By building a relationship with a leader, a follower makes every interaction meaningful to the organization. Furthermore, the relationship is imbued with having mutual respect rather than authority and submission. Leaders have learned that building positive, respectful relationship with a leader is the best way to get important changes implemented. Followers can generate respect by asking questions about the leader's experience in the follower's position, actively seeking feedback, and clarifying the basis for specific feedback and criticism from the leader. View the leader realistically. Unrealistic follower expectations present one of the biggest barriers to effective leader-follower relationships. When we accept that leaders are fallible and will make many mistakes, we open the path to an equitable relationship. Followers should view leaders as they really are, not as followers think they should be. Similarly, effective followers present realistic images of themselves. Followers do not try to hide their weaknesses or cover their mistakes, nor do they criticize their leaders to others. Hiding mistakes is symptomatic of conforming or passive followers, and followers who waste their time trashing their superiors or the company intensify estrangement and reinforce the mindset of an alienated follower. Standing up to the boss isn't easy. Finding the courage to effectively manage up comes easier when people realize how much leaders depend on followers. This exhibit outlines several sources of power that can be used by followers to manage up. Personal sources. One personal source of upward influence is the follower's knowledge and skills that are valuable to the organization. A subordinate with useful knowledge is of real benefit to the leader, and his or her departure would be a loss. In addition, someone who has a demonstrated record of performance often develops expertise, and in this way can influence the boss's decisions. The power to influence is also associated with the effort followers put forth. Another way to influence up with is persuasion, which refers to the direct appeal to leaders for desired outcomes. Rational persuasion, using facts and reason, is typically the most effective approach when trying to manage upward. By treating the issue in a business-like manner, formulating a carefully crafted argument and supporting it with details, followers gain attention and respect. However, followers can use a variety of influence tactics depending on their own personalities and styles and the preferences and style of the leader. Position sources. A follower's formal position also provides sources of power. For example, certain jobs or physical locations can render the follower visible to numerous individuals. A position that is key to the flow of information can establish that position and the person in it as critical, thus influential, to those who need the information. A central location provides influence because the follower becomes known to many people and contributes to the work of many. Access to people and information in an organization provides a means to establish relationships with a broad range of people, both inside and outside the organization. With a network of relationships, followers have more clout with the leader and more opportunity. Courage and integrity are necessary for followers as well as leaders. To be effective, followers have to know what they stand for and be willing to express their own ideas and opinions to their leaders, even though this might mean risking their jobs, being demeaned, or feeling inadequate. Courage to assume responsibility. The effective follower feels a sense of personal responsibility and ownership in the organization and its mission. Thus, the follower assumes responsibility for his or her own behavior and its impact on the organization. Effective followers do not presume that a leader or an organization will provide them with security, permission to act, or personal growth. The courage to challenge. Effective followers do not sacrifice their personal integrity or the good of the organization in order to maintain harmony. If a leader's actions and decisions contradict the best interest of the organization, effective followers take a stand. Good leaders want followers who are willing to challenge them for the good of the organization. The courage to participate in transformation. Effective followers view the struggle of corporate change and transformation as a mutual experience shared by all members of the organization. They are not afraid to confront the changes and work toward reshaping the organization. The courage to serve. An effective follower discerns the need of the organization and actively seeks to serve those needs. A follower can provide strength to the leader by supporting the leader and by contributing to the organization in the areas that complement the leader's position. By displaying the will to serve others over themselves, followers act for the more common mission of the organization with a passion that equals that of the leader. The courage to leave. Sometimes organizational or personal changes create a situation in which a follower must withdraw from a particular leader-follower relationship. If followers are faced with a leader or an organization unwilling to make necessary changes, they may take their support elsewhere. One expert estimates that managers have a 30% to 40% chance of being fired after a company hires an outside CEO. The best strategy for managers in these circumstances is to make it their job to serve the new leader and help him or her succeed. That's what Lori Stein, General Counsel of Clorox, did before Donald Knaus even took the CEO job. Stein did extensive research on him to help her know how to work with him most effectively. She learned, for example, that Knaus prefers one-page memos rather than reams of data of informational interactions rather than formal meetings. In addition, she began looking for how she could best serve Knaus and the organization as it embarked on a new path. Even if she disagreed with any strategic changes he wanted to make, Stein believed it was her job to support them. Since Stein had previously worked in China, she volunteered to informally advise colleagues about revamping the company's strategy in that country. Knaus presented Stein's proactive, service-oriented approach. Within months of taking the CEO job, Knaus had broadened Stein's duties and power.